don't actually sell technology. We sell change. And selling change is really tough. We all know in our personal lives when we say, look, I'm going to sleep more, I'm going to go to the gym more, I'm not going to drink any more coffee, I'm going to cut back on whatever it is you're trying to cut back on. We all know how difficult that can be. Yet we walk into our customer's environment and we say, hey, completely take something you've been doing for the last 15 or 20 years in your business, forget everything you know, I've got this new thing that's going to completely reshape your business. And you expect them on the other side of the table to go, that sounds great. It's just not the way it happens. It takes time. You have to spend the time and make the investment. So coming to events like this shows you're committed to making the investment and making sure your customers have the best of you and the best of what your people can do. When you think about what I'm going to talk about today, I have to do my Salesforce safe harbor, that anything I say, it may not be in the existing products, it may be on the roadmap, but make your buying decisions on what's commercially available. But if you think about disruption and innovation and technology and the things that are changing, I was selling cloud computing. It was called something different back then, managed hosting, in 1999. I was Eloqua's beta client. I was Constant Contact's beta client. I was selling shared hosting. I was the back end for Verizon. I was doing domain registration from GoDaddy. My the current business that used to be mine on the shared hosting is now web.com, for those of you who watch the golf tour. My dedicated business is Pier 1. Lots of great things going on back then. And I remember having conversations with IT guys and saying, you don't need to have lunch with your server. I promise you, they're going to be fine. This is in 99, 2000, 2001, 2002. And they just couldn't understand this disruption. A lot of it had to do with trust. A lot of it had to do with technology not catching up. Bandwidth wasn't there. There surely wasn't as much power as we have on our phones today in the hands of the customer and the consumer. So when you think about disruption and innovation, there are tipping points that have happened along the way as customers start to reimagine what they do from a business perspective. You can look at it across a couple of things. One is speed. Customers are trying to get to market faster. Sage is trying to get to market faster. Everybody's racing towards, well, if you're in the European Union, right, to the football, the little round football. In the States, the soccer ball. And imagine fourth graders all running towards that soccer ball. Right? Everyone is converging on, I need to do things faster. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be doing things better. You have to think about the implications of the technology and leveraging and exploiting those new technologies in order to be more competitive. The next thing that I'm a firm believer in is customer experience. When you talk about customer experience, I want to back up a second. How many of you buy things online in your personal life? Everybody's hand, I'm going to guess, is going to go up. And it's shocking that in our consumer lives, we have these expectations of speed, of the access of technology, everything's mobile, and of this amazing experience. And when we show up to our business life, what's fascinating is it's not the same. And we go, oh, I have to go through 3 POs, I have to get approval, I can't use my credit card, I have to make sure I ask Bob, and then we have a team meeting, and then I got to ask someone else, and we don't have the capabilities, and it's not on the approved list. It's a totally different experience. And so we as consumers show up to work every day with an expectation of what our technical lives are going to be like at work. And unfortunately, there's a disconnect. The B2C world is now bleeding into B2B, and now you can almost say that technology is really pushing the markets to start thinking about things that are going to have different experiences as well. And so as you think about this evolution, you have to remember that we're all consumers. Your customers are consumers. Their expectation of what they need from you, even though they understand the experience, they don't necessarily know how to get from point A to point B. When innovation surrounds us in this way in our consumer life, this is where we find the conflict. We find the conflict because we're now able to do this personalized shopping. It knows who you are. It knows what you had before. It suggests things you may want based on what you've already purchased. You will share health data, as one of the panelists just said, right? He used to wear a watch, and now he wears a Fitbit. You know, I like to say that the day my scale in my bathroom talks to my Fitbit, and then talks to my refrigerator and locks the door, I'm out. That's it. I'm retiring. That's it. I'm done. Because at some point, it gets crazy. But it's possible today. Today, the Fitbit can talk to your scale, can talk to your refrigerator. It can also talk to Amazon and order what you need from a grocery perspective, and you just sort of show up to your life. And so when you think about how technology has shifted, software has really been at the heart of it. Tesla's a great example of how you can have thousands of cars on the road. Something will go wrong in the car. They realize they need to make a fix. They make a fix. They make the fix instantaneously, one-to-many. We never could have done that before. Think about all the things that have had to be called back, especially in the automotive industry, and how easy it would have been had we faced ourselves with something that had been much more software-driven than potentially hardware-driven. I think cars are actually going to be the next big digital experience. They're going to be the next platform. They're going to be the next Fitbit and smartphone. The car is going to be the most connected device in your life, knowing everything about what you're doing. Even from an Uber perspective, we now have the ability to almost call anything. I want real-time, shared economy. I want just-in-time. I don't want to go to the grocery store. I don't want to order my food. I want to do all these things. And by the way, I want seamless billing on all of this, which is where you guys come in.